Advice number 2, understand the process. And as I said, good news, it's actually there is a process that works very well in mobile health. Too bad that most people are not following it. I would say the mobile health sector is very much plagued, and especially in the first years of development of this technology sector, by a typical development cycle that looks like this. Ooh, this is easy. I know how to make app. Let me make one. Let me send it out. I can release it to a minimum viable product to a user group. And then I'll get feedback, and I'll iterate on that feedback continually until I have a mobile health app that is usually successful and I can sell to Facebook for $100 million. I cannot tell you how many are doing this and losing sight of a very important aspect of the equation. The result of that is a proliferation of mobile health applications. It's calculated now that we have over 100,000 to choose from. And some sources from this year say that there could be up to 165,000 mobile health applications out there. Sure enough, we know very few of these. It's actually estimated that about 70% of these applications received fewer than 50,000 downloads and made less than $10,000 to whoever developed them. They also span the entire spectrum of health to disease. About 60+% of those applications are in the wellness sector. A minority, I would say, are in the disease and treatment spectrum of healthcare. We have application also at the very end of life care management and so forth. And I would say the fault of the process is very much spread in the entire spectrum. The good news is that we're getting a lot smarter. The ecosystem is getting a lot smarter at recognizing that unless we have very clear what we're trying to achieve, these technologies today do not work. This is a quote from one very prominent venture capital firm in the Valley, recognizing that today mobile health is very much more theory than it is reality. I have no doubt that 10 years from now it will work. But the field is crowded today of technologies that really have failed to prove the value that they intended to have. What investors and others, stakeholders in the community are recognizing is that value is created by those that have very clear the problem that the technology they are developing is addressing. One of the things when we meet individuals is making sure that they have started with the problem in mind. This is a quote from February 29th this year by Bloomfield, one very prominent CEO in the Valley in the health community. The company is named Health Loop. This is a better process, and I would say, as much as we like seeing it quoted in journal publications in the past year, this is what BioDesign has been teaching for the past 15 years. And it's very applicable to the entire health technology sector, not just to the technologies that typically BioDesign has been associated to in the first 10 years of its life. It's a process of innovation that starts with a very clear understanding of the needs. Through needs finding and needs screening, the identification process leads to a process where we start to invent, develop concept solutions, screen those concept solutions, take our learning back to the drawing board to continue refine our understanding of that need, and only eventually we come to the implementation stage in which we wrap our technologies and content into a strategy and a business plan that works. Again, we're not there just yet. This is a process that we're teaching, but only about 10% of the company in the mobile health sector right now are thought to be following this process. And this is where, unfortunately, much of the value and the potential of mobile health is lost. And this is one of the reasons why we see so much promise, but unfortunately, the value hasn't been demonstrated just yet. We're trying by design to make people rethink about mobile health as an area of need, to bring the problems that are driving the changes back to the attention of everybody else. And I would say this is exciting because, again, it is true that it applies to the entire spectrum of healthcare. We can make a positive change in healthcare management in the traditional sense, in the hospitals, in the hands of the physicians, and all of those that are involved in the care of the patients. But most excitingly, I would say, we are redefining healthy and empowering patients to take care of themselves in a way that traditional health technologies typically have not been done in the past. And this is, again, rooted in important changes, cultural changes, societal changes in the ways we are thinking about achieving health. This is, for example, a snapshot of a survey that was done very recently in which we are interviewing different populations, millennial, Generation X, and baby boomers as to their concept of healthy. And eating right and exercising is very much associated with the definition of being in good health as it has never been before. So this is also mobile health, recognizing that there are needs, and they're not to be found only where traditional medical technologies have found them, but also in a new area of wellness and lifestyle solutions that opens up the opportunity for very creative innovation. There is a course by design, which, by the way, you may want to check out if you're interested in learning more about the process of mobile health. It's offered in the fall. It's very entrepreneurial. You get to work on a project on a mobile health need. And I encourage you to come talk to me after if you're interested in learning more about the goals of this course. And once again, it's very entrepreneurial. Students work in teams on the project, and they also have the opportunity to continue working on their project in additional 6 months of acceleration following the end of the class in December. So, Mother Tool takeaways. It's very tempting in mobile health, where the technology barriers, at least the perceived ones, are very low, to skip the identification part, the understanding of the problem, to start implementing. Don't do that. Not only because it's a sure road to failure, but contrary to the past and the beginning of the mobile health era, the ecosystem is getting a lot smarter, and especially investors who had been pouring money in this sector are getting a lot wiser. And you can see that also from the trends of the deal. There are fewer total available dollars, fewer deals made, and the seed money for each of those deals are getting larger, which is telling me that investors are recognizing there are fewer opportunities to create value, and those do take money.